Hey, Chad Carter here with chadcarter.net, learnhololens.com. And this week, I'm going to do something really quick, and that's just talk about uh, code.org. So, about 3 weeks ago, it was when I did the post on the Media Player, Unity Media Player, that's out in open source. I did a blog post about that. But for the folks on my email list, so the folks I email every week, I told them about code.org because my youngest had actually came to me saying that she wanted to learn to program. And so I started her on this code.org. And she's still doing it, and she's enjoying it a lot. But the reason why I'm thinking about this even today again is because my youngest daughter again just started taking basketball lessons, if you will. It's kind of like a little camp or whatever. And it's going to go for about 9 weeks. But it just seems like she actually enjoys playing sports a lot more than her old man does, that's for sure. So I'm kind of your typical geek where I can't even walk and chew gum at the same time, much less try to play any sports, but that's okay. But I think she's going to like it. I think she's going to enjoy playing basketball, and it seems like she's actually pretty good at writing some code too. Just a little more humble pie here for me. So I was working with her on this code.org site, and she needed help with something. So I was showing her. I said, "Well, here's how you do it." I actually kind of solved the problem. I cleared it out. I said, "Oh, you go and do it." And so anyway, she did, and she came back. She goes, I didn't do it like you did, but it's right, and it only took 8 lines of code instead of 9. And so I looked at it, and I was like, how's that working? I looked at it again, I thought, yeah, that's a lot more efficient than what I did. So don't know what that says actually about me, but my 8-year-old actually wrote better code using this code.org or the Blockly language than I did on that attempt. But anyway, she's enjoying that. And what made me think about the whole reason why I kind of scattered here, but the whole reason why I even want to talk about this is because we went to our basketball practice, and the coach there was saying, we're going to be talking about all kinds of things in basketball. We'll be doing all kinds of things, including shooting the basketball. But the most important thing is learning how to handle the ball. You got to learn how to handle the ball before you can do anything else. If you can't handle the ball, then nothing else matters. And just hearing that, you got back to the basics type of advice. I was thinking, well, that is really good advice, and I was just thinking from a programming standpoint, like, what is it? And I was just thinking again about this site, this code.org, and it's helping students from all ages, even those who can't even read yet, all the way up. So if you've not checked out code.org, I do highly suggest. Again, I mean, this is a nonprofit, I believe, site. They've obviously gotten funding from folks. It's really well done. They got great videos, and it's been around at least a year, maybe 2, maybe longer. I don't know. I think I found out about it sometime between a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, something like that. But either way, let me. I just want to show it to you real quick, and again, just say that I suggest you do it. I know this has nothing to do with HoloLens necessarily, but I had a comment last week about someone saying, "Hey, I enjoy your videos. I don't write code, but I enjoy your videos." So that's great. At the same time, if people do have a desire to get into code or see if this is even something for them, so if that's you, if you really haven't done anything with code, but you're like, well, it'd be kind of nice. There's definitely well-paying jobs out there if you know how to program. You don't quite know where to get started. I do highly recommend code.org because, again, it's kind of that ball handling bit. This is a foundation. It's all about thinking logically. I want to tell the computer to do something. I need to give it step by step what I want to do, and then expect it to follow the directions. But you have to be really good at giving its directions for it to do what you want it to do. And code.org starts in these with this Blockly language, was actually from Google, and allows you to not have to understand syntax or even understand that there's these things called semicolons that you have to have at the end of most languages, or any of the nuances around the syntax immediately, right? You can just kind of start down the logic level. So again, I know a lot of folks that are watching this, well beyond the stage. But at the same time, I highly encourage you, even if you are a professional developer, been doing this for 40 years, take a look at code.org, because see if it strikes you like it struck me. And if you have folks who come up to you or whatever that are looking to learn how to program, see if you think this might be a good place for them to start. But with that, let me actually show the site and show you what I'm talking about. All right, so here we are on the code.org site. And again, this is just a well-done site. You have information here for students or even educators. You even have an hour of code here. So if you go to the hour of code in December, it's actually on, her name, Hopper. She's one that came up with the COBOL language. But if we go to, what is it, hour of code.org/US. And let's see if I can find it. So right here, so Admiral Grace Hopper, her birthday is December 9th. It was 1906. And it kind of celebrates that day. And during that Computer Science Education Week, every year they have this hour of code. And of course, you can kind of do this hour of code at any point. But even code.org is kind of a big pusher of that. So here you are again, even grades pre-reader. So if you're talking to someone who can't even read yet, they could sit here and run through any of these exercises, okay, with an hour of code. But just back on the starting point, you come over here to students. Say, I'm a student, and all ages. So we actually start here, ages 4 to 6. You see course 1, and even here in course 1, you could start by clicking on one, and they play the really cool video, all right, which is kind of neat, and just kind of start you with how do I actually use this environment, which is just drag and drop, okay. And that's what that first one is. So I know, super exciting. All right, so now what you kind of go through those, and then once you do that, that's kind of learning the sequence. Let's go here to this one. They pretty much have a video on every single one, which my daughter absolutely loved going through these. But again, to start off with, it's just simply, hey, you're this angry bird going after the pig, and can you make me move west to go to the pig? Well, there's a nice W there for west. And you can drag a couple of them out and hit run. There you go. You have solved the problem, right? And again, so it starts out at that simple, and it works itself up to all kinds of things. So again, you can actually come up here to, we'll say course 4. And we'll just, take a look at artist binary. I haven't even looked at this one at all, so it's totally guesswork here. But binary is a way of representing information using only 2 options, cases on or off. All right, so use the blocks below, have artist draw 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, binary. So, and again, so this is still no code, right? But the blocks are a little bit more complex now. So instead of just the simple move west or whatever, now they start introducing a repeat loop, a do while, and then there's also different things that do conditions in here where you can actually bring in like an if statement, if you will. So let's see we'll assume that's a 0, and I'm not sure exactly what they want. Oh, well, there's binary 0. Okay, so that makes it pretty easy. I was going to make a repeat, but we'll just do that. So that actually made that one sort of easy, even when you're getting up here. But here we go. a nice little loop in here. The point is, I'm not going to go through obviously all of these things, but the point is, this is a great way for folks who have never written any code to get introduced to writing code. And again, you're saying, well, is this really code? I mean, this is just blocks. But if you take a look at the show code, this is actually showing it to you in JavaScript. Okay, and again, the idea is you have a draw command, right? So you don't have to write the draw command. Obviously, somebody else has done this, but it's using this library, if you will. And so it's a great starting point, I think. I think it's fantastic. In the past, I've pulled something called Scratch, which actually used the same Blockly. So something else that I sent the folks on my email was the actual Blockly website, again, for Google here, right? So this is the Blockly world, and code.org is obviously using this. But you could, if you wanted to, make your own app that uses this, and they have a whole design doc and everything else. But here we see the code that's outputted from this, and we can turn around and say, well, what does it look like in Python? What about PHP or Lua or Dart, right? So all of a sudden, this is all about, again, to me, this is like handling the ball. This is about getting your mind right, doing logical thinking, and figuring out what steps you want the computer to do, and then telling it what to do. Not getting too bogged down about, did I get my semicolon right? Which quotes do I need? Single quotes or double quotes? Certain things like that. But it's letting, I don't know. To me, this is just it really excites me. That's why I'm doing a video on it. Hopefully, this will benefit someone out here looking at this. And again, main thing I'm thinking about is folks who want to learn how to program, whether they are in grade school or they're wanting to change careers, And I think this is a great place to start. You run through this, and then once this becomes tedious, then at that point you can kind of jump into any particular language that you want to run with, and obviously get down to the nitty gritty things. But to me, Blockly and code.org in general seem like a really great place for folks to start. So that's my pitch for them. Again, I'm not affiliated with code.org in any way. When I first looked at it, whatever it was, a year and a half ago, something like that, I remember thinking, well, this is really neat. And I remember thinking, wow, they definitely got some funding for this, because they got some big names doing videos for this, introductory videos, kind of introducing certain concepts. So, hey, this is a loop, and this is what loops are for. This is a condition. This is what conditions are for. I just really like how they're approaching this, and I was reminded of it when my youngest came to me wanting to learn stuff. My oldest, I actually went with her, went through some stuff with her, teaching JavaScript and HTML and things of that nature. And while, she understood it and she could do it, it's not something she really enjoyed. Now, I don't know if that's, from simply where we started, how I started with her. But I have a feeling that she would have enjoyed it a lot more if she was going through something like here, using Blockly and doing the code, using code.org's Code Studio. So again, enough ranting on that. I just wanted to put this out here for folks to see that I think this is a great way to learn to program. Again, I mentioned this about 3 weeks ago or so for folks who received my email. So if you're interested in getting information about the HoloLens, mostly it's about the HoloLens, then make sure you sign up for my email list. So you can actually do that by heading over to chd.me or chadcar.net is where that will redirect to. You can look at the Ultimate HoloLens resource list that I have, and down at the bottom of that, you could actually sign up for there. That's one way to get on, my emails. Another way, you can actually go over here to learnhololens.com, and right now it's closed. I do plan on opening this up really soon. But right now, like I said, it is closed, and so again, you could put in your email address, name here, and get updates about when I do open this up. That's another way to get my emails. So again, I hope this was beneficial. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I'll see you in the next video.